Too late.
Live, baby. We up there.
You good? I'm about to do the intro in 3, 2, 1, and now. Live from the man cave, it's Flag on the Play with Bud and HB. We're going to talk Jags, Gators, and all things North Florida sports, because we're Duval till we die.
All right, fancy hooligans. Now, you remember, they say in life, you remember certain things. You remember big things. You remember Ali knocking out Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle.
Facts.
You remember the Patriots losing. You remember Miles Jack wasn't down.
Never down.
Never down. And ladies and gentlemen, you will remember this. Mega collaboration. The Avengers have assembled
It is
to
true.
defeat Thanos. This is Pigskin Dynasty, your podcast for all things Dynasty fantasy football. Giving you the motion with the sprinkle. Just a sprinkle of sports talks. I'm your host with the most, aka host Phil Malone, aka host with the cinnamon toast, Matt Phillips. Alongside me is the newly crowned label fantasy leprechaun, Scott Whalen. What's up, Scott? How you doing?
Mike, is your mic on?
My mic is on, yes.
Okay.
It is. But anyway, Scott, little big show today.
I know, we got
A
these
little bit
guys
different,
coming.
yes. We got Duval Till We Die, Teal Tuesdays at 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. We're talking Flag on the Play.
What
What
it
podcast?
do?
We're
What
talking
business
about
is?
Jags, all things Florida sports. To my left is the man, the myth, the legend, the real Black Panther. Talking about Anthony Rogers. How you doing, Anthony?
Yeah, it is. I'm all good, baby.
And to Scott's right is the city of Jacksonville wanted to name a street after him, but no one crosses this man and lives. I'm talking about Bud Lott. What's up, Bud?
Nobody crosses me, and you say he's more of a Black Panther. Me first, I think he's more of a Killmonger, but that's a whole podcast. Fun.
That's a whole different podcast. I got one for you.
Not bro, listen, come on.
Exactly. Sports.
All right, well, I want to say, Scott and I want to say thank you for coming on to this mega collaboration. We're going to be going on your guys' show quite soon, so we appreciate you guys teaming up with us. Now, we're a fantasy football podcast. We're going to talk about Jags fans as well, so we're going to go into that. But let's open up with, we like to talk about opening sports. So the big news right here is to talk about LeBron, not LeBron.
The late
I'm
show,
talking
baby.
LeBron, L.A. Bron.
I'm so sick. Every show I go to, I try to get away from hearing LeBron. I have my show, which is majority football. Okay, he wants to bring LeBron. I go to a fantasy football show when I think I'm just going to talk strictly football, and now I'm sideswiped and more LeBron. Psych.
So he signs.
I'm sick of this legislation. Sick of it.
A couple years ago, a couple days ago, he signs a 4-year, $150+ million contract to go with the Los Angeles Lakers. We all guessed it committed to play high school sports, high school basketball at a local LA high school. So it's not surprising that he signs. Scott, what's your thoughts on it?
Oh, this is great. This is great news for the NBA. This is great news for the Lakers. Great news for me as a Michigander for, Ohio suffering. That's the best news of all. Everything that goes bad for Ohio is just like, that's
Ohio,
almost as
you
good as
trash.
winning the Super Bowl.
You
So
trash, Ohio.
I ought to get a championship ring just for that.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, being a Laker fan that I am.
I am a Laker fan. LA, baby.
Being a Laker fan since Magic.
Yeah.
I have been tooting the horn that LeBron is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Oh, okay.
So
Please
stop.
Thank you.
Stop.
Thank you.
So as a Laker fan and feeling that he's the greatest basketball player of all time, I think it's amazing that we got him because we've been in the dumps for years. And even if you don't think he's the greatest player of all time,
He's definitely
he's
not
in the
much
top
more.
3.
Definitely not
So,
much
yeah.
more. Definitely not much more.
You just put a top 3. He's definitely one of the best, if not the best player in the league right now, and he on my team. So yeah,
Still, it's pretty exciting. But
So people are saying that he's not going to be able to compete on this team. I have a different opinion. I think this team is very good as that last team that was in Cleveland, if not better.
I agree. I like Brandon Ingram a lot, and I think that LeBron is the type of talent that opens up the court for other players. And so,
What's killing me with y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Not you, because you hate everything Ohio. But once again, it's fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Nobody wants to stay in Cleveland. He's from Cleveland, and he doesn't even want to stay there. That's a damn shame.
It's all trash, though.
Is Cleveland trash?
It's pretty much like
Who wants to visit Cleveland?
No one.
Nobody.
I went from Michigan to Niagara Falls, Buffalo, New York, and
You
drove
drove
to Canada. So I don't know.
That's
Makes
a damn
sense.
shame.
It's trash.
Anyway, but that's not also the big sign the Lakers have. They also signed Rajon Rondo to kind of complement
Ooh.
the Lonzo Ball.
Ed
25.
Stevenson.
Yeah, that's
So we
that's nasty.
yeah, I'm about to say,
When the ball is on.
Halitosis is a real thing.
we dunking on cats and we blowing in their ears. That's what's up.
Alright guys, as a Lakers fan, I just want to point out that I've always been critical of Lonzo Ball because I don't like his father to begin with. But
So why are you critical on
no,
Lonzo?
just listen. It's the thing. So I need Lonzo Ball to develop a consistent three-point shot because I don't think if he doesn't, I don't think he can play on the same court as LeBron James. If he develops a consistent three-point shot, get that perimeter game going, LeBron will just complement him perfectly and they can make great things.
I don't think that's happening. You
That
gotta
ain't
trade
happening
Lonzo.
this year.
Yeah, you got to trade Lonzo. Lonzo can't shoot, and although he is a classic point
Who's
guard,
gonna
that,
want Lonzo? Nobody's gonna trade for Lonzo.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
wait, first and foremost, Lonzo, Daddy not gonna let y'all trade Lonzo. So all this Lonzo stuff, ball is on. Y'all might as well calm down with all that.
I feel like it's up to Magic, but they got to keep the young core together. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo. I think I would have kept
Kuzma.
Julius Randle,
Yeah.
but they let him go. Kuzma, I don't like the Rondo signing because Rondo can't shoot. LeBron needs shooters because when it comes down, they're gonna like the teams that ball like the Warriors and all them. They get up because they shoot threes. That's all they do. So if you down by 6, now you down by 9, now you down by 12, now you down by 15 because all they doing is shooting threes. And we don't have any shooters, and Rondo can't shoot.
But they got a bunch of kids. You need some dogs in that locker room.
Listen,
Yeah.
when was the Lakers? You remember the 2000s, the triangle offense. What's the triangle offense built around? Derek Fisher type point guard. That's exactly what Rajon Rondo is. He's a pass first, defensive player first. He doesn't shoot the ball just like Derek Fisher. But that's why I think the Magic's trying to build that triangle offense that they do great things. They just need to get a compliment of center.
Magic's from California, right?
I am.
You remember when it was Lakers versus Sacramento in the Western Conference Finals?
I was going for Sacramento.
Yeah, I was not. And remember
I was
they
selling diapers.
yeah. Thanks again, Scott, for making me feel old.
Damn, yeah.
But regardless of how old I was at the time in middle school, I want to point out the fact I did have a full beard. But I'm going to point out that they gave us a little extra seconds on the clock, and Derek Fisher made that shot to take us to the finals, or whatever, right? Rajon Rondo can't make that shot.
Well,
That's my problem with the Rajon Rondo signing. He's definitely a driving point guard. He can dish the rock, but he can't make jumpers. So who on this team is going to make jumpers?
Well,
Well, who are they gonna get? There's nobody there. They got Rondo for 1 year. It's a relatively cheap contract, and he's won championships before.
That's true. My Cal Korver.
I hate to burst this whole Laker love fest, but the real deal is this. I hate to burst it. Warriors in 3. You're not beating
I
the
hate you.
Warriors.
I hate you.
I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Yes, LeBron needs shooters. He has no shooters around him, so y'all are pretty much screwed.
Why trade all the young pieces away? Just wait this year out. Get Clay next year. You got a shooter for free. You don't have to give up anything.
Agreed.
You can go get Kawhi.
Everybody keeps saying go get Kawhi, get Klay Thompson, back the Brinks truck up and bring lights in.
Because you hurt the Warriors and you make your team better.
Forget-
Plus, Walton was the coach.
Right.
People forget that they can't sign all those players they have in there.
Right,
Like,
right.
one of them wants a big contract, one of them's got to go. And so,
And wrong again. You can't sign all those players if you're the Warriors.
speaking
Yeah,
of
because they're all signed for like $12.50 an hour. Just to play Golden State.
Speaking of the Warriors, they just signed Boogie.
Come on,
Cousins.
man.
This is
So
the
that's-
most overrated storyline.
I know,
This
but
is
they
insane how
practically
overrated.
have the All-Star team practically for the Western Conference
So,
right there.
Is Boogie even going to play the
He's
first
gonna-
6
right.
games? The first 6 months or whatever? Because like his knees still or Achilles.
It's
still
Achilles.
messed
He
up
tore his
or whatever.
Achilles. He's always been a locker room problem everywhere he went. He could totally just screw this dynasty up.
Yeah, you're right. He could.
Here's the
He
only
could.
thing that scares me about this, especially as a Laker fan and being in the Western Conference. For whatever reason, the Warriors are the Patriots now. So whenever people go there, they change their whole attitude. They get in line with the system,
Yep,
and they just
and they
play
win
along with
championships.
it because they just want to win championships. Boogie Cousins should not have signed anywhere in the NBA hurt or not, for $5.3 million. That's trash. He is too good of a player for that.
What about the Lakers? I guess the Lakers had the opportunity to sign the same
I
contract.
heard Boogie said that nobody called him but the Warriors.
I see, once again, no matter what show we do, no matter what universe we in, I always have to correct you, HB. Golden State are not the Patriots because you know what? Golden State does not cheat. Miles Jack wasn't there.
Trash. The refs show looked like they was cheating in the finals.
Oh, there we go.
That was not a freaking block. It was a charge, and you know it.
Doesn't matter, they still would have lost that series.
Thank you.
Man, you never know though. If J.R. Smith wasn't
LeBron
on crack,
is
here we
good.
go.
LeBron is good.
If
What you
J.R.
mean J.R.
Smith-
Smith for?
If he wasn't on crack, it messed up that last play.
Here we go.
And if they didn't call that block, they win that game one. That's a whole different emotion.
So
in the series.
let me get this straight. Someone goes out way in the territory of a lion, and a lion eats them. It's like, well, damn, why did I eat that person? J.R. Smith do something crazy as hell. What the hell y'all mad at J.R. Smith for? For going with J.R. Smith? He do what J.R. Smith do. What you mad for?
I'm with him on this one.
That's what J.R.
J.R.
do.
Smith has been doing this his whole career.
His
Now
whole
y'all-
career.
You remember the
I
Knicks?
agree with this.
You remember the Knicks?
The Nuggets.
Exactly. What y'all mad for?
J.R. Smith.
He's the
probably
best
ashamed of himself.
trash shot shooter in the league.
Cause you know what J.R. Cause you know what J.R. not drinking. J.R. doesn't drink water or Gatorade. J.R. drink Henny when he goes to the sideline. So don't get mad at J.R. Cause he always drunk on that Henny. Please
Yo.
leave J.R. Smith alone.
I feel like
Hey, if you don't
LeBron.
drink Remy as an option.
Yeah. I'm telling you, LeBron quit after J.R. Smith didn't take that shot. Cause just put it back up. When he didn't take that shot, he was dribbling out like, I thought we had the lead.
Oh my God,
LeBron was like, all right, I'm done.
You
I'm
are
going
so
out.
getting on my nerves. He told y'all I was looking for Kyrie, and then Bron was like, Kyrie don't play for us no more. Well, damn, my bad. That's what happened.
That might actually be true.
There you go. Don't J.R. Smith, that actually might
I
happen.
have no argument with that.
Okay, well, that was our basketball talk today. Big other big sporting event is the World Cup. Anthony, you're more of a soccer player than I am. So we got Belgium and France. We got England and Croatia on the
I
other
was wondering if you're
side.
gonna get that right.
I've been studying.
I thought he was gonna say Brazil.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna let my buddy Anthony HP talk about this. Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, so number one, craziest World Cup ever because like
All the big.
all the big
all the
teams
favorites
are like just trash or whatever. Number two, England, for all the England fans out there, all one of y'all that's watching. If you don't win the cup now, you're never winning the cup.
Like this might be the worst team they've had in the past 4 World Cups.
But it's
This is
their
the
best
furthest they
opportunity,
got.
right? Yeah, it's
You
their
are
best
so
opportunity.
disrespectful to England. What have the King's country ever done to you?
The King's country, the Queen's
Tax
country.
does not representation.
Yeah. Tax you without representation. We have no representation. But that's over, bro. Listen. But yeah, man, I think it's been a good World Cup overall, but I just really am shocked at like the outcomes of the games. Like Belgium beating Brazil the other day was bananas.
Neymar like flopping like
So flop hard and trash. Listen, let me tell you something about soccer real quick. This is why, like, I'm into soccer, it's my favorite sport. But I've been into soccer since my granddad took me to a World Cup game back in '94 in Orlando. It was hot as balls, by the way. But that being said, that's what got me into soccer. But soccer is never going to get popular in America because of stuff like that. Because when Neymar is like laying on the ground and the guy comes pick up the ball and he rolls all across the whole field, come on, bro. We're not really with all that stuff here, man.
What you
Like the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, my man, I'm friend. I was just about to say that. You get mad because Neymar looking crazy when somebody pick the ball up, but I'm not mad when LeBron James going down the field and going down the court, and you see somebody shoot him like Ricky our boys up. Ricky!
I feel like
Boom! And
there's
get
a
all
line
like that.
split. It's Anthony and me, and you guys it's like perfect.
I prefer it being right and wrong.
Oh,
That's a story for a whole
That's
nother
what's
show.
up, but I just want to say that flopping in the NBA was started by Dwayne Wade. So
No. It started with Shaq back in the day when he kept his feet up. Remember Kevin Hart did that thing? Like, whoa!
Once again, you both are wrong. Flopping started with Vlade, third world, baby. Vlade Divac, third world.
third world. I bet Vlade Divac super excited about Croatia doing that. He's probably like, all of these years we cannot do these things without Croatia.
Vlade Divac?
Wasn't the guy that headbutted? No, that was Zidane.
Oh, you don't know who Vlade
Oh
Divac
my
is?
God.
Listen, Flag Family, everybody that's tuning in with Pigskin Dynasty,
we were on the
we
same
these young bucks.
Oh.
He don't know who Vlade Divac is. I'm out to school these young cats.
And y'all-
Sky has literally made me feel old since I've been over.
Y'all should have saw the glimmer in Sky. Sky was like, who's Vlade? And I'm like, Third word, he's like,
I have you know.
I still don't know who he is.
I have you know he was in Space Jam.
Oh, he was that tall, the tall one.
Yeah, he was. I was like, why didn't I steal my powers? They were like, you suck, Vlad.
See, you bring up Space Jam, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was in Space
Scott,
Jam.
you barely know what Space Jam is.
Yo, everybody out there on Flag Family, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all check out Pigskin Dynasty on a regular basis, as well as y'all checking out Flag on the Play. But I want to say that Scott earlier today when we were talking before production, he said that his first Super Bowl that he remembers is 1998.
97.
97, I'm
97
sorry.
season was played in 98.
98, Packers versus Broncos. Flat Family, I was in 7th grade. And I remember the
I was born in 92.
I remember the 1989 49ers versus Bengals Super Bowl. So I'm old as dirt. And Scott just made me feel like that. Also, his house is nicer than ours.
Y'all don't understand. We come over here to do these shows together, and we walk in. I'm literally looking. Somebody came up to me. They putting on makeup, all these bright lights. It's gonna be on live.
Somebody passing out water. There's apparatuses I don't understand.
This is crazy. And then not only
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme donuts, and now we get told we're old as hell. So
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It's like I didn't an outreach.
No, the bright side, the makeup's kind of covering your crow's feet up.
Yeah,
a bit.
because I had bad.
Yeah.
I was looking real rough.
He ain't got no crow's feet. He black. It don't crack.
All right, so leading up into that, we're going to talk about just a little bit of NFL news. So the big news for fantasy was Aaron Jones for the Green Bay Packers got suspended two games from an incident stemming from last year. Fantasy relevant, Scott, you are Leprechaun. Tell us about it.
Well, he got pulled over by the police with marijuana possession. That's what this suspension. That's what the suspension comes from. It's not a PED or anything. Although he is bulking up, so there's a concern there. A smaller guy bulking up. I don't like that already for fantasy perspective. And then on top of that, he's got this 2-game suspension, so that opens the door for Jamal Williams to come in and dominate the backfield and take this job over. Or even Ty Montgomery, who's looked really good in spots. Now he gets injured, he gets banged up. So I think Williams is going to be the bell cow type guy. Ty Montgomery will get carries, but he'll also work as a wide receiver. So with this news, if you can, I would buy Jamal Williams, or I could sell him too. So it just depends on how the league perceives it, because ultimately this backfield after this season is going to go through some change. Not one of these guys is going to be a long-term workhorse guy for the Packers. So if somebody's going to sell and you're not competing for this year, I'll sell. If you are a contender, then I'll go acquire Jamal Williams.
You want to say something?
See, that's what's gonna make this show so dope. Matt and Scott, they're gonna teach me fantasy because, ladies and gentlemen, I've never played fantasy ever in my life, and they're gonna school me in the ways of fantasy. And after all that stuff you just said, my only issue was Ty Montgomery. You're not really a running back because I don't like your jersey number.
Yeah,
That's what I got out of it.
Actually, I'll push back off that. If you want to bring in the regular sports part of it or whatever, the Packers got to get it together because every year they're perennial. We're a great team. We're going to Super Bowl contender. They're not, because how are you going to be a Super Bowl contender? One of your running backs is a wide receiver, and the other one a dope boy. So it's not happening. You draft a running back, Packers, and not just draft a running back. Draft a legit running back. Like draft somebody who can play ball.
I don't think they even need to draft running back. They just need to build that defense because you have the greatest offensive talent I've ever seen in my life in Aaron Rodgers, who are unfortunately will never be considered the top tier because of the Super Bowls, but he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore in my opinion of quarterback. But
He's one of the greatest ever.
if they just get the franchise build a defense around them, Aaron Rodgers can take that team to the Super Bowl.
There's one problem with the Packers. They don't have an owner. All their problems stems from not having an owner. They don't have the money capital.
They're
to
the
spend.
only old school football franchise left, which they don't freaking buy free agents.
Yeah.
They don't
Well, they
freaking,
can't.
they don't
They
don't.
They don't have the owner.
I don't even think they draft big time players. Like, and I think they do it on purpose. Like, if you think of the Packers drafts for the last 10, for me, 15 years.
Who's blowing you away?
Yeah, what Packers pick blows you away? And I know they always
Clay
pick-
Matthews is the only one I can think of.
Clay Matthews is pretty dope.
and that's because he went to USC.
Boom.
Right.
But he was a very nondescript, average, like linebacker type
Yeah.
draft pick. I know the Jags were looking at him too when they drafted him, and I was like, I don't know about Clay Matthews. It's not like he's like a splash player. When is the last splash player the Packers drafted? Which was Aaron Rodgers, and that was by dumb luck.
And that
That
was
was
a
the
dumb luck.
24th, 25th overall
Yeah, because he
pick.
kept dropping. It would
Right.
have been stupid not to draft him.
Yeah.
So at this point, like, The Packers got to get it together. You're right. They need a true owner. The whole I don't have an owner thing is dumb because you're never gonna. Luckily, they just happen to draft really well, and their players they develop.
pretty dope,
But
man. They
you're
draft
never
well.
gonna be a Patriots or a Jags or a Texans or a Cowboys or any of those teams because those
Cowboys
teams.
suck at drafting too. So
But that's what I was gonna say. But they're
Bad offensive line fight.
all those teams. Some of them suck at drafting, but they're all willing to spend money in free agency to fill holes. The Packers don't do that.
Cowboys don't do that.
Packers sign if the Packers sign a free agent running back this year, they're really good.
No, they just need to beat up that. To me, they need to beat up that secondary. Like, because you don't need a stud running back right now when you have Aaron Rodgers. You just need. That's why I think Ty Montgomery will be a Super Bowl back because boom, screen pass, done. Ty Montgomery's a receiver. He can do his thing. Boom.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and when Jamal and Aaron was just there to complement the running game, which is great. Now Jamal was probably getting more touches, more opportunities, but you don't need to start running back for if you're the Packers. You just don't need it, in my opinion. But
I just think you need a run game at the end of the day. Eventually, especially when it gets down to playoff time, I think you need that. We got the lead. We need to run this time.
I'm with Matt though. Aaron Rodgers is really good.
Aaron Rodgers is a grown man.
Aaron Rodgers can just run it.
you're going to catch it too.
Yeah, because he is like, unlike Tom Brady, show no hands.
Anyways, but just to piggyback on what Scott said from the fantasy perspective. So Jerome Williams is a huge burst. He was already kind of in the lead to begin with last year because Aaron Jones did get injured and Jamal Williams was kind of taking it over. Now with Aaron Jones being gone for 2 games, I don't think Ty Montgomery is going to be the workhorse running back as he was in previous years. I think he's going to be that slot receiver. And I think we should Jamal Williams all the way go, then play action, boom.
But Ty Montgomery's still going to get carries. They're still going to use Ty Montgomery all over the field. He proved himself to be a very capable running back, a very capable receiver. So he's going to be a weapon. He's going to be a factor in this offense. And even before the suspension, I've never been on Aaron Jones because I've never seen him as a clear cut. He's the #1 guy. So he was the most expensive guy. I was looking elsewhere. I was looking at Ty Montgomery and Jamal Williams more so than Aaron Jones because I don't believe in the player's talent to begin with, and I don't think his hold on that #1 job is very strong.
And if you're in fantasy football and you're drafting Ty Montgomery or Aaron Jones, you're in trouble anyways.
Yeah, to
So there you go.
tie back into fantasy and Green Bay, please explain to me how nasty it would have been if Green Bay would have drafted Alvin Kamara with Aaron Rodgers.
They don't know how to use him. They wouldn't use him.
They wouldn't even know how to use
They
him.
wouldn't know how to use him.
That's true. They would
Alvin Kamara was in a premier situation in that offensive mind that they use him with the Packers. They wouldn't use because they kind of have a similar like it's not Kamara like, but in Ty Montgomery who's kind of similar in terms of catching the ball. They still don't use Ty Montgomery the way Kamara does. So it's Kamara. A lot of people didn't know Kamara was going to beat Kamara in this draft. So I mean, it was in a great situation. It's kind of like Kareem Hunt. He was in a great situation. Spencer Ware got injured, then Andy Reid just used Kareem Hunt. So a lot of people.
First of all, Kamara was one of my favorite running backs coming out last year, so I knew a little bit about Kamara, but I
He's a
didn't
fancy
expect him
leprechaun.
to
He's a fancy
do as
leprechaun.
he did.
I
But the big thing with the Packers, and the reason why I said they wouldn't use him, is Aaron Rodgers gets off script probably more than he is on
Yeah,
script. And that's one of the
90%.
big things with Aaron Rodgers is he makes plays and yeah, they're great,
Yeah.
but he comes off script so many times.
He
and
runs
it
out of
hurts his
pocket.
team.
Yeah.
It hurts his
Once
team.
Once you're out of pocket, your running backs are basically
Done.
done unless they're
Worthless.
running down the
Unless
field.
they're running-
They shouldn't be running down the
they should
field.
be blocking.
They should be blocking,
They should be
right?
blocking.
So yeah, I knew that Kamara was from Tennessee, so I disregarded him because Tennessee is trash.
Peyton Manning.
He was also Alabama before
Jason
he
Witten.
Yeah.
Jason Witten.
All things Tennessee. Period. And so is Alabama.
Oh, this is the Jaguar thing. I'm following.
Yeah. Not only is it
Tighten
Jaguar,
up.
it's a Gator thing too. Because people in Tennessee just eat mayonnaise.
What do you got beef with the Tennessee Volunteers for?
'Cause I'm a
You
Gator.
dominate them. You dominate them.
I'm a Gator.
And
so-
no rival anymore.
We dominate Vanderbilt. I hate them too.
Hate them too.
Don't jiggle your keys at me no more, Vanderbilt. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm mad at y'all.
yeah,
That's Vanderbilt smart.
Yeah.
That's a whole
Yeah.
other story.
That's a
Ladies
whole
and
other
gentlemen,
story.
if y'all, we either we're gonna tell you later, or Google why Vanderbilt jigger their keys at the end of on
Football
events.
games,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough. And I went to University of Florida, so I personally experienced a lot of SEC hatred. And yeah, y'all trash. If you ain't a Gator, you must be bait.
So the
Are
last.
you an Urban Meyer recruit?
Again, Scott making me feel old because actually I was there when Coach Zook was there. So
Well, I was gonna say you're an Urban Meyer recruit, and I was gonna say you probably spent some time in jail.
oh snap!
Two things I want to say.
In jail with a ring.
Before we go on I just want to point out, I was like, how come it feels like we're the Get Out family that kind of like.
Oh man, the keys.
I love it.
The keys, Rose.
The keys.
Rose, the keys.
Anyway, so the last fantasy topic before we talk about Jags and Jags fantasy is I want to talk about this big news, Patriots related too, so they're going to have something to say. Julian Edelman, Peel got to nod, he is officially suspended.
See, that's messed up.
Aaron Patterson.
Why would he set us up like that to say, we have something to say? Us? Me? Say something bad about the
If
Patriots?
you ever,
Never.
if you're watching this on Max and Sky's podcast, Pigskin Dynasty, and you ever listen to FOTP, you would know that every week since we started, we say Miles Jack was down, and we also say Tom Brady was trash, and we say shout out to my boo Alexa Bliss. Boom, even got it in here. The streak continues. But you're like, I'm super happy that it was upheld and he still gets suspended. Number one, the Patriots ain't nothing but a bunch of cheaters, and I'm not even saying that as a hater. Their reputation precedes them, so they aren't legit or whatever. Now Tom Brady's really good, clean that they ain't cheating. And second of all, or whatever, who cares? It don't matter. The Patriots still gonna win their first 5 games. Well, not
Easy.
not went to the Jags. But they still gonna win their first 5 out of 6 games anyways. Listen, when people get hurt or somebody leaves the Patriots or whatever, we're always like, oh my God, they're gonna be in trouble. And then they win every game. Who cares, bro? I'm not getting hyped about that.
It's a machine. I hate the word say everybody go. The Patriots will not stop being the Patriots until Tommy Brady go sit his ass down somewhere, and then wait for, I'm going to say Belichick too, but the only problem is with that Belichick thing, if Belichick would have kept Jimmy G, then that thing would have really kept moving. Thank you Tom Brady, and thank you Robert Kraft for trading Jimmy G.
That wasn't a Belichick.
Oh, that was a Belichick thing. That was not a Belichick.
That's a poor mistake on the Patriots.
Awful mistake.
We don't let that guy
No, I don't know.
Well,
And you won 5 Super Bowls. Like, just hold on to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they would have gave Jimmy G away if they didn't firmly believe Tom Brady was going to play to his mid-40s. So that's besides the point. But from a fantasy perspective, I own Julian Edelman. He was my wide receiver 4 going in there. So it affects me a little bit.
Team Petty over here, baby.
No, he's upset because he traded me Julian Edelman and I beat him in the championship a couple years back. But besides the point, if you have Julian Edelman in a redraft league, to me it's not worth keeping him because he's out for the first quarter of the season.
Yeah.
Try to drop him. Try to get some Dynasty league like this podcast is all about. Obviously keep him. He's getting up there in age. You can't get any more value anyways with him, so you might as well just keep him. If you're in a tight end premium like us, I'm moving Julian Edelman down as my wide receiver 4, and I'm putting Jordan Reed back into behind Zach Ertz to complement my roster until he gets a concussion. Yeah. But hopefully that's after week 4. But other than that, from fantasy perspective, I think Chris Hogan's gonna get a big boost. He's already killing it.
I was gonna say just get another player from their back. You just get their 6th string receiver.
He also
He'll get all the catches.
Chris Hogan,
Aaron Patterson.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
he talks about Alexa Bliss like as a streak. He talks about Cordero Patterson.
He's going to have a fantasy relevant season.
One day, but anyway, so Chris Hogan boost. I think Malcolm Mitchell's gonna get a boost, and maybe if Cordero Patterson somehow finds the offense, he might have a small boost. But to me, Chris Hogan's a big one. Try to
You're
get
getting the number 1 name here, Matt.
Oh, Rob Gronkowski.
No, Jordan Matthews.
Oh,
He's going to be the slot guy.
Because
He's going to be the one replacement.
Wait, Jordan Matthews. See, I think Jordan Matthews and Tom Brady is kind of scary though.
I like Jordan Matthews. That's why
Jordan Matthews is a damn good player, bro.
Yeah.
Like for real. Fantasy wise, but as far as like him being like a damn good football player,
I wanted him in the draft when he was coming out.
yeah, and I would say that Tom Brady would boost his fantasy stats because Tom Brady
would boost anything.
Anybody, so Jordan Matthews with Tom Brady, I would.
There's like one thing about Jordan Matthews that
What college did you go to?
He went to
University of Massachusetts.
He went to Vanderbilt.
Random
He's way smarter than me, but he's also a loser.
Here's the one thing. Here's the one thing about Jordan Matthews that I'm just hesitant on is that target share. Okay, as a for fantasy perspective, for my receivers, I'm all about the targets. Okay, so look at the New England. Got all those running backs that didn't take targets. You got Rob Gronkowski, you got Chris Hogan, and Malcolm Mitchell's knee stays healthy. You got Malcolm Mitchell, who was killing it in the rookie season when they won that Super Bowl. So that's my only concern with Jordan Matthews. He's coming from a new team. This is his first year on it, building a new offense. That's what I'm only concerned about Jordan Matthews. I want to see it first before I'm all in on the hype.
Is he not the best receiver on that squad though?
Speaking fantasy wise, guys, how do you guys feel about that running back from Georgia that just got drafted by the Patriots? I can't think.
He loves him.
Sony Michel.
Sony Michel.
Yeah.
He loves him. I'm iffy on him.
So
If you know Sony Michel,
So-
I think Sony Michel's gonna be damn good.
No,
Yeah.
I think he'd be good for the Patriots coming out as a talent. I wasn't a big fan of him. I thought he's a little overrated.
What?
Coming out, yeah.
well,
But he's a big fan. He goes to the Patriots. He's gonna score points. He's gonna score touchdowns. So he's gonna be relevant.
My
But
only
it also it's gonna be like Patriots backfield is gonna be hit and miss.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I compared Sony Michel when he first came out and I was just scouting him
No.
as
No.
Camaro line.
No.
Camaro line.
Camaro like?
Yeah.
Oh
Closer
man,
to
that's high praise.
No,
That's pretty dope. You think Camaro?
Listen.
That's pretty dope.
Now, I did not like where he got drafted because if you look at it, they still have Rex Burkhead. They still have James White. They still have Mike Gillislee, who was a healthy scratch, but he was killed in the first half of the season. And remember, Deion Lewis, who was supposed to replace Deion Lewis, who went to Tennessee.
I'm not saying
He was
again.
he was supposed to kind of like fill that void, but Deion Lewis didn't really start heating up until like midway through the season. So that backfield is scary to predict because Bill Belichick, Mike Gillislee, for example, touchdown for the first 2 weeks, then he healthy scratch, he benched him. So there's something about it, and plus Sony Michel, he doesn't keep hands on the ball. Bill Belichick.
Fumbling problems in college.
Bill Belichick does not like fumbles, so that's one thing I'm concerned about.
Belichick's known for benching.
And also, another thing to note, for anyone that's doing a redraft league, it's something to consider. He has bone in his left knee, apparently.
Damn.
Okay? So that's something, it's a ticking time bomb. It could be healthy. The Patriots drafted him, so I'm assuming it's good. But that's something to consider, guys.
Yeah.
It's like Jay Ajayi. So just something, one bad knee to the knee could be done for his career.
But he might get 345 good years out of it. They said
Cause
that about Miles Jack,
Yeah,
and he still wasn't down.
That's the bone on bone thing. When you draft somebody, you're not really planning on them getting a second contract.
Yeah.
I just want to run that thing.
Yeah.
That first contract.
So,
after that, bye.
Well,
See you later.
If you like Scott, sell high.
Yeah.
That's a great season, because you're in Dynasty, the roster size is 35 strong.
Right.
So if you're in Dynasty, you're keeping the players so high, get some draft picks. Now this draft class isn't exciting. In 2019, a bunch of B-rated quarterbacks and maybe some receiver, but 2020, looks like an interesting prospect. So try to sell high, get some 2020 draft picks, and go on from there. Anything you want to add to that, Scott?
Well, the bone on bone is just a report that came out. I don't believe it's true that since the Patriots did draft him in the first round.
They probably lied.
I think it
made
may
up.
have been some smoke
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
to try to hurt his stock a little bit. Maybe set up by the Patriots.
Yeah.
Ain't no maybe. That sounds like a Patriot move.
I just Jay Ajayi was going to be a high draft pick. He had bone on bone in his knee, then he fell to the 5th round. So if Sony Michel goes in the 1st round, I'm no longer concerned about a bone on bone knee issue.
Yeah, I mean, if Patriots drafted Sony Michel, they're confident that it's not going to be a big deal, but it's something to consider if you're going to invest.
Right.
in
There might be
rookie
something there. I just don't
Okay.
think it's to the extent of Jay
But
Ajayi.
other than that, that's it pretty much for our fantasy. It's been a slow month, but we're gonna go into Talk Jags. Let's talk Jags. Flag of play, Jag podcast. We're Jags fans. We live in Jacksonville. Let's talk about Jags. So let's open it up.
Who's going to be the quarterback this year?
You know what, Scott?
Oh man, I'm telling you, Scott is over here.
You know
On the
what?
show,
That's
man.
fine, because you know what? 5 will come through. I see you, boo, or whatever. I'm just saying, you need to have confidence in Blake this year because he's gonna have confidence in himself. And the last time we seen Blake Bortles with confidence, he threw for like 5,000 yards. So
Garbage time.
no, the garbage time thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, what y'all don't understand, Pigskin and Dynasty family, if y'all haven't, there is not a better love affair than HB and 5.
I do love you some 5.
So much love.
Okay, but speaking of that, okay, we're gonna find out how if Bortles is the real deal this year because I think defense is gonna load up the box. They're gonna stop Fournette. They're gonna make Bortles beat them. So
I dare you. I double dog dare you.
Yeah, So we're going to see the man-on-man coverage, and we're going to see if the receivers all good. We're going to see if DJ Chark, Marquise Lee, D.D. Westbrook, see if they're the real deal too. So they're going to have.
Oh, God. Time out. Are you telling me you like Dante Moncrief
My
fantasy
favorite
wise?
receiver number on this team.
Oh,
Number 1
hell
on this
no,
team.
Scott.
This is why. This is my dude. We're gonna start our home show. I'm sick of HB, and we're gonna start our
I don't
home
like
show.
Scott anyway.
I'm gonna say, look, I'm cool with doing the show, man, because I'm sick of Dante Moncrief crap too. It's
Scott,
not, listen, Dante Moncrief has yet to show me anything, whatever,
I
right?
got 2 reasons why.
Get him, Scott. Get him.
2 years ago, when Andrew Luck was healthy, he broke his scapula against the Broncos week 2. So he played the rest of the season injured. He didn't break out. Last year, he was healthy, Andrew Luck was not. So his luck and Luck's health have not coincided together in the same season.
So you think
which is why
you think
got
Blake
hurt
Bortles?
bargain.
Blake Bortles?
You leave 5 alone.
Hey, Blake Bortles fed Allen Robinson for 1,400 yards and
There you
14
go.
touchdowns.
Blake can do it. The
Look
problem
at
with
Scott.
Blake-
Garbage
Facts.
time.
It's
Oh
all-
my, I'm so
it's
sick
not
of
all
garbage
garbage time. Here's
You
my-
think Allen Robinson dunked?
Here's my thing about Blake. If you look at Blake towards
Yes.
the end of the year last year, Blake had a whole bunch of good back, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
And that running game was helping him out.
Right, the running game helps. And like last year, we had I would say a B level offensive line with getting Norwell and getting that offensive line.
Oh, A+ season.
If they have an A+, if Bortles gets time, he will kill you. He's an NFL quarterback. And you give an NFL quarterback time, they will beat you. I've been a Jag fan for a long time. And before we had this defense, we could not get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And we used to get picked apart by the likes of like trash. I'm talking about hot garbage quarterbacks. Like freaking McCown would pick us apart. Or like any other quarterback that was trash. So I have confidence that Blake can dish the ball around, especially with Austin Seferian Jenkins coming. It gives us an outlet.
Line for prediction and one for the season,
Yeah.
guys.
What? No, I think Matt's right on that because the Jags, the
12 touchdowns.
the offense we run is an old school West Coast offense like they used to run in San Francisco, which is tight end heavy offense. The only thing we had, Mercedes, I can't run nor catch Lewis.
Wait a
the last
minute,
150
Mercedes
years.
Lewis is one of the best offensive linemen in Jaguar history.
He also skipped you a line when you at your diner.
Oh
And he
my
can't
God.
catch-
Would you
he
let
can't
the
catch
Mercedes
ball.
Lewis
Nope.
thing go?
Should've skipped me, bro. I hope you enjoy Green Bay. It's cold as hell. But that's being
Tight
said.
end Green Bay.
Yeah, but I just think that Austin Ferris Jenkins is a better tight end than Mercedes Lewis.
I agree.
It gives Bortles a skate edge. But my thing is with the Dante Moncrief thing or whatever, right? I don't see it. Like I don't see it. I don't see the talent. I don't see
He
it.
is 90 to 95% of the athlete Allen Robinson was.
Uh-oh.
But also a lot smaller.
He's the same size. He's 6'2",
Dante
250. He ran a
Moncrief
4.4. He ran faster than
He is
Allen
fast.
Robinson.
He's fast. For the
He's
record,
big.
though, I've always been a Marquise Lee over Allen Robinson guy my damn self. But my thing about Marquise Lee, I guess I have to say Scott's right.
Cole got something in common there.
Well, see, I was gonna
We
say
got something in common.
I want to say this about Scott. Then I have to agree with him. Then I retract my last statement about Moncrief because I feel the same way about Marquise Lee. He wasn't healthy at first.
Dropped a lot.
Or whatever.
Still dropped a lot.
He dropped
He's
a
a
lot of
white tiger.
balls and stuff like that. Yeah. And then like Bortles playing well has never coincided with Lee, except a little stretch in the middle of the year last year for the Jags, and they were great. So I think that Marquise Lee would have, like you said, more touted coming out anyways. He was supposed to be top 2 pick if he would have came out the year before.
Can somebody explain to me how the hell Marquise Lee went from a speedster to a damn possession wide receiver?
Because the Jazz couldn't play him over the top because we don't have anybody to play the slot. But now that we got Austin Seferian Jenkins, he can go over the top like he's supposed to.
I guess.
So, and then plus Keelan Cole.
I was gonna say
is
Keelan
gonna
Cole
open
probably
it up.
better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Keelan Cole's gonna open it up better than either one of those guys. So, Moncrief, that's another thing too. Moncrief is gonna go over the top.
And they paid Moncrief $9 million, 100% guaranteed
much
for
money.
1 season.
Too much money.
I mean, I'd rather pay him $9 million for 1 season than pay a big contract Allen Robinson.
That's true. Allen Robinson can walk. You can eat rocks, bro. Like, and enjoy
Especially
Chicago.
with the way they built the
It's cold up there too.
Yeah.
Running
Yeah,
the
you're
ball,
right, it's cold
the
up there,
offensive
too.
line.
Yeah.
And Austin Seferian Jenkins is going to have a major role in this offense. I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to be
Yeah.
tight end 1 overall. I don't think this offense
Well,
is capable of producing a tight
what's-
end 1 overall. However, I do think he's going to have a big
Listen.
season.
So what's the quarterback's best friend? Who's the closest to the ball besides the quarterback?
Okay, is Blake Bortles Tom Brady?
No, it's gonna be the tight end. What complements a tight end game, a play action game? What complements a play action game?
I'm saying he's
A
going to have a
heavy
big
run
year.
offense.
He's going to have a big year. You're completely right on that. He's going to be a major role in this offense. He's just not going to be pushing for the tight end 1 overall.
I said it was a bold prediction.
I
Jags
know.
had number
Bold
6. Jags had the number 6 ranked offense in the league last year with garbage. We didn't have anything.
He had the best offensive line in football.
You think so?
That's what everybody rates it.
That's
No,
crazy.
No, but like a lot of numbers say the Jaguars had a hell of an
Offensive line is a weird thing to
But they
rate
couldn't.
because there's no stats. So you have to look with your eyes, and I ain't see that.
I didn't see that either because they weren't able to run the ball when they needed
They
to.
based
There you
it,
go.
they based it off
Absolutely.
they based it off Pro Football Focus, how,
Right.
how the offensive line ranks for their position.
Right.
So
Hey, shout out to Tony Baselli because me and you feel the same way about Pro Football Focus. Whatever.
Yes,
it's like the NFL top 100.
Yeah,
Well, it's better than top 100.
It is better than top 100.
There's certain elements to it, but at the same time, they don't know everybody's
position.
job
Who's
on that
supposed to be
job.
blocking? Right. My thing about
They're guessing.
and when you rate an O line, O-line is like an old school rating system for me. You have to look with your eyes. And when I look with my eyes, I did not see a top 10 O-line last year.
They were good.
It's just like Scott said, they were really good, but dude, when it's time to run the ball, like in the Patriots versus the championship, for the AFC championship, run the damn ball, man.
But see,
and we couldn't.
But see, that was the problem. We couldn't run the ball. That was our only issue. That really killed us because that's why we got more when we wanted to run the ball and we needed to run the ball. The Patriots were like, oh, we know y'all want to run the ball. You are not going to run the ball, and that's why we.
And if you're a good
One of the
O-line, you're
reasons
supposed to be
why-
able to impose your will. So I'm straight on
So
that.
that's why I'm firmly all in to see if Al Guerrero was, because I think they're going to try to stop that run and then make Bortles do
Yeah,
that.
get them over top with
Yeah, so if Bortles can do that, I'm firm believer that Jaguars have a good shot to make the Super Bowl.
All right, so a big thing in fantasy football is handcuffing your starting running back. That's a starter, right?
Mhm.
To handcuff him,
TJ Yeldon, baby.
which back are you guys picking?
TJ Yeldon.
Normally, I would say TJ Yeldon. This year, I would say Corey Grant.
See, I'm gonna keep riding with TJ. Go.
I
with you on TJ.
think Corey Grant this year with this offense, and we'll see a little bit more when training camp start. We're running, by the way, Flag Family. I'm gonna try to get these guys to go out there, but they white, they need sunscreen. But I'm gonna go out to some training camp games so I can let you know.
I'm black, and it's hot as hell. Why we gotta go to the
I need to work on my tan, so
You like skin, my brother, but
Shut up.
we'll see better when the training camp.
You're Orlando.
Yeah. And we'll see better when we start seeing some of the plays and stuff like that. But all I've been hearing is that the focus is on Corey Grant this year. And Corey Grant is going to be our Darren Sproles. And I'm not talking about new Darren Sproles. I'm talking about old school Darren Sproles with the Chargers type Darren Sproles. And if they run that with Corey Grant, which you've seen a preview of it in the AFC Championship game, he's going to take over that spot from TJ, man. Because
See,
I disagree.
I disagree.
Me too.
I think Corey Grant will have a role. I think
Mhm.
he'll be a change of pace guy. I think he'll get more play than TJ does when Yeldon is or when Fournette is healthy. But if Fournette goes out, TJ steps into the Fournette role, and then Corey Grant probably stays in the
Corey
same
Grant's
role
kind
that
of like
he's
the
had.
catch pitching
I
guy.
really
He's a Duke Johnson of that team. He's that type of player.
But see, here's my thing about TJ Yeldon, and this is me being an extreme Jag fan, right? He ain't got it. I don't care if he did have a decent year last year. He ain't got it.
And also, when did the team actually have a
I think-
solid offensive line?
That's true. I
He's
mean,
a solid player.
Yeah, TJ. Stop being
if
so
you
damn disrespectful,
if
TJ.
you use him as a spellback, okay. But to me, with Fournette, that's why I would have drafted Sony Michel at spot instead of who we drafted. But here's why.
You like Michelle better than Michelle?
Oh man.
No. You guys pick great with that offense.
Well, I
like
like
Sony Michel.
I'm okay with taking Brian Pitt now, but I would.
Oh yeah,
Michelle.
we killed that team.
Yeah, I wasn't
when
really
it first happened, but as we kind of mellowed
Yeah.
down and got out our
But
feelings, it was
I would have drafted one of those running backs because here's why. You already got 2-7, right?
Mhm.
And he is a monster or whatever. But like Matt said, they gonna crowd that box, man.
Yep.
They gonna crowd that box, and 2-7 gonna get tired.
But see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't jump off the Yeldon bandwagon, cause yeah, Fournette looks nice and all this other stuff, and yeah, your boy can run really fast, 3-0. But I hate to burst your bubble. You know what coaches like? Guys who block on third down and
He
catch
can
the ball
block.
back.
Now, Yeldon is
And
a
that's
hell
what
of a blocker.
TJ Yeldon probably does that better than all of them, picking up blitzes and helping in the backfield that way.
That's one thing
I
I-
always call TJ Yeldon Le'Veon Bell light.
Yeah.
I was like his skill set was very similar to Le'Veon Bell.
They've got
If he could ever get opportunity with a good offense and maybe drop a little bit of weight, I really thought he could produce in fantasy. He is a free agent this next summer, so I'm really excited and looking forward to where he goes in 2019.
Well, I hope so. That he's Le'Veon Bell, like, because I thought that when they drafted him too, I was like, oh, this is great. We got a freaking starting running back in the second round, but he just it never came to fruition.
He doesn't have that like killer mentality that
Right.
I feel like running backs need to have.
I don't think he
They're
puts
gonna
his
try-
shoulders down enough.
Right.
He runs too upright.
Right.
Speaking of losing weight, Fournette is dropping weight. So that's
That's a huge thing for me. I love it when running backs are losing weight.
Yeah.
He's going from 240 down to 225,
Which is
224.
ridiculous
He's
because
going
he's
to
already a
insane this
monster,
year.
and last year he was the fastest running back in the NFL
Right.
several times.
Yeah,
And so-
fantasy wise, how do you guys feel about Fournette?
I wish he could catch the ball a bit more.
Okay.
He does catch the ball. He just doesn't look natural with it. He looks a little bit robotic, I think. But from fantasy perspective and even dynasty perspective, he's up there. You would have your big 4 or 5 guys. You know, the Camaras,
I'll drop him in the first round.
the
Okay.
David Johnsons, the Gurleys, the Bells, and then he's very next right after that.
That fool caught every single. I looked this up, bro. He caught every freaking ball
Right.
all season
But use your eyes.
until the championship game when he's running into the end zone and he freaking whiffs on the ball that Bortles puts right on his hands. Stretch your hands out.
Did he put it right?
Stretch your hands out and catch the ball and run it in. So let's go.
Did he look natural with it, or did he look a little bit
He looks
robotic?
awkward. He looks
It looks
awkward.
awkward. He catches it, but it just
As long as
doesn't
you
look.
catch it, I don't care. Just catch the ball. Like it don't gotta be
There's some
natural.
fluidity.
Okay, if you
like
like
it.
bobble it.
Yeah, if you bobbling and you catch
Massage
every
it a
ball,
little bit.
catch every
But
ball.
see, once again, me being kind of new to this whole fantasy thing, I just think TJ Yeldon is going to get a lot of those catches out of the backfield. I personally think that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start off trying to do the Corey Grant thing, and then
You really
because
think
they're
they're
old fuddy-duddy football guys, freaking Dave Caldwell and Tom Coughlin, they're gonna end up going to TJ Yeldon because he looks more like
That's
a
what I'm
football
trying.
player.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The
Yeah.
Jaguars are going to be more of a Fournette, which is old school football, and TJ Yeldon, who picks up the blitz. That's why
You listen to Matt and Scott on this one, guys, and pick up Safarian Jenkins and Moncrief.
So, but to go on to what how I base running backs in fantasy, I base when I look at a running back, I base on the number of touches I'm expecting him to get. I still see Fournette getting 15. 20 touches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 is very conservative.
They gonna run that thing down your throat before that. Oh, I
That's
see.
why I have him in maybe 8, 7, 6 area. I mean, I look at
Right.
the first round because despite the current workload, if he stays healthy, he's going to be
Yeah.
a stud. So
That
how I
offense is
base
gonna
it.
flow through Fournette.
I just hope he doesn't have a Todd Gurley sophomore year.
Oh no, I don't think that because it's still same offensive coordinator, still same offensive mindset. Todd Gurley was kind of going through an offense.
Yeah,
There you go. That's it.
So
Jeff Fisher will ruin your career.
Oh yeah, Jeff Fisher
And
will.
Todd Gurley did say, "Thank God for Sean McVay on his breakout season." So Sean McVay plays a really big part of that
Again,
offense.
Jeff Fisher, hot Buddha garbage. The most overrated coach in NFL history. How did you keep
Get
a job?
trash. How
How did you keep a job, Sway? May you forever dwell in obscurity, sir.
But let's continue on.
In Wyoming.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm about to say, that's Jaguar Tennessee hate right there, I'm sorry. y'all.
Continuing on to the, you want to say?
No, I still want to stay on the Jaguars.
No. Continuing on the Jaguars, the train. Saw on Facebook, you guys been doing a little Mount Rushmore. Jalen Ramsey said it'd be my face, 4 different expressions of Mount Rushmore. So I want to do a little game. First game I want to do is each of us go through our Jags Mount Rushmore, okay? And then I want to do like a Mount Rushmore for just NFL players with guidelines of only can be one quarterback and it has to be at least one defensive player. And then I want to do a fantasy Mount Rushmore.
I love that fantasy Mount Rushmore because once again, not really a fantasy guy. I want to
Gonna be.
hear what's on the fantasy Mount Rushmore. Like who are the greatest fantasy football players of all time? That's gonna be dope.
So it's gonna be pretty exciting. So let's just do the Jags Mount Rushmore because you guys kind of have like a Facebook debate on whose Mount Rushmore is. So, but you guys can open up.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with this. I got Freddie T.
Okay, that was number 1.
I got Mark Brunell.
Awesome.
I got Big Bo.
Okay.
And I'm gonna end it off with Jimmy Smith. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
All right, if I was
Any
doing,
disagreements on that?
yes, if I was doing it or whatever, Fred T,
Absolutely.
Big Bo,
Uh-huh.
for sure, right? And then after that, I'm gonna go with Jalen Ramsey. 'Cause
No, that's
here's why. Regardless of the fact that he needs 7 more years or whatever, dude is a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's already. It's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He's a Hall of
Like 2
Fame
years.
quarterback.
But I love King Ramsey.
Okay, so
first. I think he's gonna be a Hall of
if you don't want
Famer
me,
right
if you
now.
don't want me to look into the future,
No.
then that's fine.
But
Exactly. Dude, that dude.
He's a beast.
That dude's a beast.
Oh, and just for the record,
But-
he's coming in the best shape of his life right
Yeah,
now.
that dude's a beast.
He's been training.
So
he's
since
been
we're not predicting the future, which by the way I'm the Black Swami or whatever. But so Fred, Big Bo, right?
Yeah.
And then I would also go Jay Smooth.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's all cool. And then I would put Tom Coughlin.
Okay, I like that.
Because he matters.
Man, you ain't telling me we can do coaching.
You know, and we don't
Yeah,
have
we
to.
doing plays.
You think he was gonna put
He's a
Jack
Jag.
Del Rio up there.
Because
Because you know, like I just Jimmy Smith. My thing about Mark Brunell as a Jag fan, and I don't know how many of the rest of y'all feel like this.
Don't you disrespect Mark Brunell.
Yeah, I feel like in his latter years, I don't like contribute him to Jacksonville anymore. He sold out on us on ESPN
Okay,
and said we were going to sell the team when we weren't or whatever. When he was on ESPN, he was often anti-Jag. Unlike Tony Baselli when he did his little Fox run where he was too Jag that they fired him. You know what I'm saying?
And
And then also like dude, like your stats ain't gonna hold up because Bortles coming for him. Even if it's garbage time, you still ain't gonna have the all-time stats. So whatever. You're an average quarterback.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'm gonna put persons on here that I want to do your thoughts on. So
Okay, go ahead.
honestly, so I'm gonna do Tony Roselli because
Cool.
he kind of really is the first pick of that franchise.
He's gonna be the first Jaguar Hall of Famer.
First Jaguar Hall of
Should
Famer.
have been in last year.
Should have been 2
And he's
years
from
ago.
USC too, which
SC?
California. I'm gonna go Mark Brunell because I think with the quarterback, he was the first quarterback that really brought the team to the AFC Championship. He had that great years in the '90s. Twice, lost twice, but besides the point.
Why y'all so petty over there? Oh
Bortles
my
only got
God.
one more time with time, but
So-
They're an expansion team and they made
Jimmy Smith because he's arguably one of the greatest receivers of all time. When he retired, regardless of his arrest and everything,
also should be in the Hall of Fame.
he was like Trello and Stance at that time.
Yeah.
And fourth, I'm gonna go with the Weavers because look at the Weavers.
Alright, his list is completely wrong. You left off the best players in Jaguar history. You left them off.
Listen. What the Weavers done for Jacksonville really kind of like they gave a Jacksonville franchise. They did great work with the hospitals and everything like that. They're really good with the community and everything. And you know,
Shaq Khan's better owner.
Yeah, I agree.
Sean Khan may be a better owner, but he wouldn't be an owner without the Weavers. I mean, the Weavers put Jacksonville on the map. They're the reason why they got the Super Bowl here and everything like that. So I think you got to put Weavers on the map.
The only reason why this is a good reason I'm gonna back up Matt on the Weaver thing. Like I said, I want to strike players, but for the Weavers, because you have to understand, they did not have to sell that team to Shaq Khan. They could have sold that team to anybody else, and we could be the Jacksonville, whatever right
They
now.
sold
Jacksonville, whatever. You need the London something.
They sold it on the contingency that
He
they
had to
stay
stay
in
here.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, to try to make it work.
So that's
he made
pretty
it work.
That's pretty good.
He made it work. So
First of all, your Mount Rushmore is complete trash because you left off the best player in Jaguar history, Fred Taylor. How do you leave him off?
Yeah, Fred Taylor is the best. Like, you gotta start with Fred.
Fred is number 1.
He's the only player that we've ever had.
I still need a new head. Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor, he is super dynamic.
Right, and then obviously Fred Taylor's in mine, Tony Vaselli is going to be on mine, and then it's just a matter of 2 of the 3 between MJD, Jimmy Smith, and Mark Brunell.
See,
Because nobody else did MJD, I'll put MJD on mine, and then...
yeah, whatever, MJD. They just trying to get on your show, bro.
Yes.
No, MJD's stats, and he doesn't get the love that he got because you have so many awful teams with Jacksonville.
No
Yeah,
disrespect,
time
no
with Fred,
disrespect, MJD. Get Pigskin and Dynasty on the show, and please come on Pod Platinum Play.
We do like a mega collab.
Mega.
That'd be cool. I love to go on MJD show, and I would tell him straight up in his face, "You're not on the Mount Rushmore."
You a lie. You a lie.
What's up? Like Shaw said, get on the train.
You know what you do? You just take this big old tree trunk about
Exactly.
Exactly. Man, I'm 6'3", 323 pounds. He ain't doing that to me.
Yeah, he's 5'4",
300 pounds. You a turkey and I'm a giraffe. So what's up?
Anyways, so let's follow that up. We'll go back to Jags, but let's do a Mount Rushmore of just of football. But the contingencies are we can have one quarterback and we have at least one defensive player on the Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
So
Ooh, put me on the spot. Okay.
And this is like NFL or fantasy?
let's do NFL. Then we'll be fans really quick. So I guess I'll open it up. Okay.
Okay.
So for the quarterback, we go with to me the GOAT, Tom Brady. Okay, guys, calm down.
Brady!
I'm gonna go Jerry Rice. Okay, I'm gonna go Lawrence Taylor because he revolutionized that defense, and he gave the right tackle a reason to live in football. And I'm gonna sum it up probably with Terrell Owens as a second receiver, just because I'm a Terrell Owens fan. Actually, no, I take that back. I take it back. Oh, I can only have one quarterback. That's not tough.
Terrell Owens is a really good player.
I'm taking Terrell Owens.
I'm not even mad at you for saying that.
Terrell Owens is pretty good.
He's super underrated at how good he was just because he had a big mouth. But that dude is a really damn good football player. And he probably can still play right now at 40-something
He's
years
got a
old.
4-4.
Yeah, the dude a monster, bro. Like, the dude can play. So I'm not mad at that. I can go if you want me to.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to go quarterback Joe Montana
Okay.
because it's Joe Montana. And he kind of did the thing. I was going to put Dan Marino, but you ain't win the ship.
You can only do one quarterback.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and although I don't care about championships, people do. So Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. So there you go, 2 49ers up there already. My defensive player, I'm gonna put Jim Night Train Lane because I think he changed defense or whatever. That's a Detroit reference for you right there. But that dude, like, I know it's really old for some of you guys, but y'all just take 5 minutes when you get off of this YouTube and go to that YouTube and look at some Night Train Lane stuff. That dude changed defense. He was knocking people. He was killing people, like literally killing people. So Jim Night Train Lane. And then my last player that I would put up there for being like really, really good, since I only can have one quarterback and it's Peyton Manning or whatever. So, you know, I'll put Jim Brown. Jim Brown changed the game with running backs too. Like he was dominating for he was dominating for like 6 years. Yeah. Barry Sanders I started to put up there, but I gave him Night Train Lane instead. Although Barry was like really good. Yeah, even though he was really good or whatever, Jim Brown actually won championships by himself.
That's
I was going to go, I'm almost the same as yours. It's Brady, Rice, LT, and then I was going to do Barry Sanders. So
Yeah.
you guys hit all my guys there.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna hit y'all with Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna hit y'all with, cause y'all are very disrespectful. I'm saying y'all didn't do this. Rhymes.
Oh,
Deion
Deion.
Sanders. Okay.
He's underrated.
I got. Oh, whoa! Oh my God! So is it an earthquake? Sweet mother of Jesus! Deion overrated?
No. He's an awesome player, Hall of Fame player. I think he's a little bit overrated because of his stance on this TV show now. So he stays into the general consensus. That's my whole point. Not necessarily calling him a trash
Well, I
player.
mean, you see, I was like, oh my God.
He's more relevant.
I had to rewatch the episode.
He's overrated because of his stance on the ESPN.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, Deion kind of makes me mad too with his stuff on TV, especially how he be trying to. I feel like he trying to make fun of the five and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like he didn't show the Jaguars enough love.
And damn sure
on the
good
show.
player, though.
But right now, I got Peyton Manning, I got Deion. I'm gonna hit you with something like we talking about people change the game. Randy Moss is ridiculous.
Yeah,
What Randy Moss
is
did
good.
was just nasty. And my last one, oh my goodness, who am I gonna hit you with? Can't do another quarterback. Oh, Jerry Rice, because it's easy to say Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
But before, I just want to just a quick discussion, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Moss, your opinion,
Change it, yeah.
first ballot Hall of Fame. Right?
Yes,
He should have been.
First ballot, easy.
He was first
Yeah,
ballot.
full of
It's
it.
kind of the same amount as Terrell. So you think Terrell's the first ballot Hall of Fame?
Yes,
Yeah.
easy.
Okay.
I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Owens for not wanting to do the speech thing because the Terrell Owens thing, here's my thing, and I'm just going to go on a quick rant, not a long one, but here's my thing about the NFL that really pisses me off or whatever, right? It's so many double standards, and they play so many games with people or whatever, right? So you got somebody like Stallworth, the wide receiver who played for the Browns and played for the Saints and some other teams, whatever. He got a DUI.
Was they didn't kill somebody?
Yeah,
No,
he killed somebody.
he killed somebody.
Yeah, and he literally was welcomed with like open arms back into the league. Orlando Pace also got a DUI manslaughter charge or whatever. He was back in the league, right? Terrell Owens was an arrogant dude who did push-ups in front of his house, and we hate him.
And
I just don't
and once
understand
again,
that. That's a
another
terrible double
thing,
standard.
Terrell Owens is so arrogant and all this other stuff. Terrell Owens broke his frigging leg.
And still
and
played.
came back to the Super Bowl.
6 catches,
and
100 something.
balled.
He was more of a man than McNabb in that Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
and that's
and
my thing.
And just for the record, that Super Bowl was here in Jacksonville. And yes, McNabb was all around Jacksonville party growing up. Just FYI.
Yeah, that's true. But my thing is with T.O., it's just the double. I don't play the whole double standard thing, dude. Like for Hall of Fame stuff, it's not the Hall of Good Attitude. It's not the Hall of Really Nice. It's the Hall of Fame based on what you contributed to the game. And the man is one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Who goes on the Hall of Fame? Bunch of old white men.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, we got it.
Bunch of
We
old white
gotta
men.
change it.
You don't do me an interview. Every time you do an interview, he's real mean. I don't like you. No, just go strictly by the numbers. Just do
That's what
the
it should
facts.
be.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Well, I don't even say go strictly by the numbers because then you got Tony Vaselli who didn't do it for a long
Right.
duration of time.
Yeah.
So you need to
A sprinkle of common sense.
right.
Sprinkle some common sense.
Or just, I don't know, let the players vote on it.
And right now it's a hard time too because the game changed in
Right.
this
A lot
era.
of it, yeah.
There's so many more passing games that are just.
This is how I do it. If someone gives me a name, I think of the person, and I go Hall of Famer like that.
Yep.
Yeah, if you can't do it in 2 seconds.
Terrell Owens, Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Alright? That's how I do it. Tom Brady, Hall of Fame. Joe Montana, Hall of Fame. That's how it should be.
Phillip Rivers.
Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you
Hall of
have
Fame.
to think.
Exactly. If it's not like clear cut, then you
I always look at it as if the dude transcended the game, like if he's like one of the dudes in that era where you think like, I can't think of this era without thinking of this guy, then he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Phillip Rivers may not have won a ring or anything like that.
That's okay.
But you ain't thinking about the last 15 years of football without thinking of Phillip Rivers. Same thing I said about Eli too. Eli's a Hall of Famer. It is what it is.
Eli beat all jokes aside.
He won't be a first ballot.
Eli was a part of beating one of the greatest NFL teams
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
time. Nobody gave them a chance against the Patriots.
I don't see how Eli's any
Well, there was gum on his helmet.
Yeah.
That's the homeboy just told me. Twice Eli did that thing.
I don't see that Eli's any different than freaking Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
They the same dude.
Same dude.
Like, whatever.
Terry Bradshaw, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion Phillip Rivers is a much better quarterback than Eli Manning.
He is.
He just got stuck
He
with
is.
the
No,
crap.
it's not even close.
And that was his Super Bowl prediction is the Los Angeles Chargers, so we'll see. He might get that. He might get that ring. But he has to go to Jackson to do that. But
I want to talk about the Jaguars' schedule.
let's talk about Jaguars schedule too.
Oh, fantasy Mount
We
Rushmore.
can do that. We can close that
Okay.
up. We can close that up. You want to do that now? Or you want to
Yeah, do fancy on Rushmore.
I just really want it because I was like, I want to hear
All right,
what's
so
Mount
here's
Rushmore.
how I'm basing the Rushmore for fantasy. Okay, I'm going for like players that had one or two great seasons that kind of like changed. Like you had them, you won. It's like that. And then there's some that you can base off duration. I can kind of be more like 1 or 2 years where they kind of really just killed it. Okay. So Scott, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Number one, clear cut, LaDainian Tomlinson. Then I'm gonna
So
put
for the
Peyton
for the Chargers, right?
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, the Jets, LaDainian Tomlinson wasn't, world beater. Antonio Brown is absolutely on there. Peyton Manning might be the best fantasy quarterback of all time.
Wow.
So I'm gonna put him on there. And then just because it changed the way you value the position, Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, I'm gonna start with Sean Alexander. Okay.
Wow.
Did not see that coming.
You say Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander, he was like the first running back to really kind of like.
Seattle shot at him?
Yeah, Sean Alexander, he had like
Wow.
the 20 something record-breaking touchdowns.
Yeah.
And LT broke it the next year.
Then he broke it, but he really was the first running back to really kind to step it up and kind of
Yeah.
put fantasy running backs really on the map. Now I'm gonna go with, I agree with you with Peyton Manning. He's arguably he can be considered one of the great quarterbacks. He's definitely one of the greatest fantasy. Considered with the Denver Broncos, he had like the 55 touchdowns that really,
Or the 50 with
or the 50.
Indy.
Indy, yeah, he was really just really
Damn,
killing it.
Peyton killed it.
I agree with Scott with Antonio Brown because with the duration, a lot of people don't know. You guys know he was on that Super Bowl team with Green Bay? He was on that team. That's how long he's been in the NFL. He was a kick returner on that team.
Damn, yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
okay.
Yeah.
So from where he started, he was like what, six round pick. He was a very late pick. He worked on. He wasn't the fastest guy. He runs a 4.5, same as
He
Camaro.
ran a 4.6.
4.6. He's not
Smooth though.
Yeah, he's
smooth
smooth,
as well. Yeah.
and he has one of the most purest hands. Okay, I was debating between him and Larry Fitzgerald in terms of just where I want to put him, but I have him because he's doing it on a much higher basis. He's been consistent as wide receiver
He just
one
had the quarterback.
and a quarterback, and I'm gonna finish up with probably Scott's gonna just recommend this, but I'm gonna go with the Seattle's defense between 2010 and 2000.
You can't put a defense on
Sure,
the
I can,
Rushmore.
because that defense, I won twice. That's it. So I can't put a defense on it. But if I can't put a defense on it, I will probably put, just thinking up right now, probably put Odell. Probably get Odell up there too.
Because I was about to say, how do you go back and look at, because obviously you guys work on the numbers perfectly for like the players. How could you go back and look at the best fantasy defense, I guess, numbers wise, this is one of the greatest fantasy defenses of all time.
So if a lot of people overlook the kickers and the defense in fantasy.
For good reason. Yeah, the difference between the number 1 scoring defense and the number 12 scoring defense is very slim. Plus, a lot of times you think a defense is going to be number 1 and they're number 20. So you get defenses that come out of nowhere
That's happened
every year.
several
Well, between 2011, 2013, 14, the Seahawks were consistently one of the top defense. I personally beat Scott several times with the defense once, but that's all that matters.
In the entirety of our league, I think I'm 13-1 against you with one loss and a championship game.
Doesn't matter, but I do score the second highest points in that league.
That's kind of like how Steve Spurrier say about Florida State. But Florida State may beat me on the end, but beat them in the one that counted.
Yeah, that's it. Beat them in the one that counted. I I think that fantasy. I'm with Sky. It's like when in real football when you like don't draft the kicker, dog. What are you doing? Like don't draft the kicker.
Right, I would rather stream a defense than be tied to one defense all season.
Yeah, like,
I would
don't
rather
draft-
just stream
don't.
it and play the Browns every other week.
I can care less about defenses when I play
Wait a
fantasy.
minute.
But I've only won 2 championships ever.
So you telling me I'm not drafting Lambo in fantasy?
Nah, you don't draft the
Oh,
kicker.
oh, okay.
Lambo.
You draft the kick in the very last
Last
round.
play, yeah. If you're in the last round and nobody's there that even matters, draft a kicker, and I still would draft a running back right there.
I had Greg Zuerlein as my kicker in the title game. He went on the IR with his back injury. I brought in Josh Lambo. Lost by 6.
Oh, see, and kickers don't matter.
Damn, kickers are people.
Kickers are people
Lambo's
too.
pretty damn good kicker in real football, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I just guessed the wrong guy.
it's just a kicker, whatever. I'll do one real quick. So I'll go with the 2 modern ones real quick. Peyton Manning, LT, because both of those guys, Tomlinson and Manning, ever since I've been playing modern fantasy, where they keep track of it on Yahoo, and stuff like that. Yeah, ever since they've been doing that, those 2 dudes, I just remember being unstoppable,
Right.
period, point blank. And then I'll go old school for all the old fantasy junkies that's watching this. Back when we used to have to write it down with pencils and stuff like we did in college because we were lame. I would go Dan Marino because Dan Marino used to put up some sick fantasy numbers.
Comparatively to the rest of the position at that
Yeah,
time.
my first time playing fantasy ever was with a bunch of nerds when I was in 9th grade in 2000. And we didn't have like the internet fantasy keeping stuff, so we had this one dude named Davis.
Pagers still back then?
Yeah, we had Nokias with the snake on it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, you target and you take off the face. Yeah, we had them. All of my
Folks
friends
still get 99%
who I played
like 4
fantasy
days.
football with. Yeah, they all had Confederate flag Nokias because they got them from Ramona Flea Market. But anywho, yeah, Dan Marino used to put up some crazy numbers or whatever, and then Jerry Rice too. Because Jerry Rice back in the day for all the 90s and 80s fantasy players, because fantasy football has been around a long time.
I was just
I
about
know
to
it started off fantasy baseball, but
Right.
it's been around a long
I was
time.
just about to say,
Something about popcorn?
Yeah, way back in the day, popcorn leagues.
Cause I'm
Yeah.
fantasy and illiterate. When did fantasy football even like start?
70s.
Shut up.
Yeah, they've been doing it.
It
You guys
is,
do pen and paper, take everything from the newspaper,
It did
fax in your lineups.
Wow.
Like,
Back in the day, your
I-
GM was like a legit guy.
Wow.
He would actually have to look at all the box scores and then do all the math.
job.
That's crazy.
Davis Griffin, who used to do that for us in 9th grade.
I would never thought.
It really shot in popularity when we got the internet, so probably around
Yeah.
what, 2003,
2004, yeah, because 2000 we had the internet, but that 2000 is still old school internet. So
Right.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
dial-up.
Yeah.
You have that Windows logo?
Yeah.
That's
And only nerds in 2000 played fantasy football like your boy. So like yeah, so Davis Griffin, shout out to you, man, for doing all those stats. And I'm pretty sure you cheated on me with it, because like I don't think that you kept the stats correctly, but I do remember like it was real legit, keeping the stats and having to do all the math, and he was spending hours on it every like Tuesday.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, maybe it's the Brady fan in me, but if I was running that league back then.
Yeah.
Sack right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Sorry guys, it's like I won again.
Yeah.
I would probably just find different news sources to see if I can find some discrepancies within the
Yeah.
stats, and then I'll just change the news source that week to whatever.
Whatever happened, yeah. Hey, like I'm looking it up.
I think he still does that now. But
It's all computer run.
anyway.
But I wanted to get into the Jaguars' schedule a little bit, because I'm of the belief that the Jaguars are a better team this year than they were last year.
They really are.
They're gonna have a worse record.
Yeah, they have a really
I
good schedule.
disagree. I don't think so. The first of all,
Let me explain to you. Like,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Alright, so
What?
you got 2 games against Andrew Luck. All right.
Okay.
Now I know you beat them twice last year, and I don't think Colts had a great roster, but Andrew Luck's the best quarterback in your division. I think that's hands down. You got 2 games against Deshaun Watson, who, I mean, when he played in that 7-game sample size we had with Deshaun Watson, it was insane. So if he's able to play like that for an entire season,
With
I don't
DeAndre
think
Hopkins.
so. I don't think so. But that's gonna be tough. You got 2 games against Mariota. He's a better quarterback than Blake Bortles. I think Blake Bortles is a fine quarterback. I think he's the worst quarterback in the division, just because the other 3 are really good. All right, now you gotta play the NFC East. You gotta play the Cowboys, but they're a better team this year. You gotta play Philadelphia. They just won a Super Bowl with their backup quarterback. You gotta play the Redskins, who are a solid team with Alex Smith. I think they upgraded quarterback. I don't think they downgraded from Kirk Cousins. And then you got the Giants, who I think are a dark horse candidate to go to the Super Bowl.
Week 1.
And then you have
With healthy Odell.
the Chiefs, who went to the playoffs last year. The Steelers, who, there's a strong history with the Jaguars and Steelers. The Patriots. All those games that I've named right now are they're toss-ups. I don't think the Jaguars I've picked to win outright in any of those games. There's only 3 games left on your schedule. Jets, Bills, Dolphins.
So what's the Jaguars record for you? What do you got?
What were they last year? 10-6?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably 8, 9, 7.
See,
I think they're a better team. They are a better team, but just because of the way the schedule works out, I don't think they go 10-6. They might miss the playoffs.
Number one, if you're a good team, you win games. Period.
If you're a good team.
Yeah.
In the words,
Jags are a good team.
in the words of Uncle Drew, when you're a good team, you get buckets.
Yeah, you get buckets. Yeah, you good team, you win games. So that's number one. So you at least should be 10-6, just because you should be a good team. Here's my thing. I don't some of those games are toss-ups. The Andrew Luck in the Colts game, cool. Andrew Luck's really good, but he ain't got nobody around him. And the Jags defense is sick, and their O-line is
And
garbage.
then let's not forget Andrew Luck coming off a big time injury.
Yeah,
Luck's never had anybody around him, and he's had over a year to heal.
yeah, but the Jags haven't been.
And Luck has the Colts got one of the greatest offensive talents I've personally ever seen come out of the draft. And I forgot the guy's name. What's the guy who drafted him?
He ain't that great if you got his name.
What's the guy's
The Colts?
The center?
What, Nelson?
Yes, I think yeah.
The guard?
Yeah.
Oh,
Put in Nelson.
the guard's gonna
Okay,
change.
Yeah, they say
That's
he's
that's gonna help the offensive line.
See, that's my thing. Like the Colts, give me 2 wins with the Colts. I give you the benefit of the doubt and say split with the Texans, even though I don't think we're gonna split with the Texans.
Well, you
but
went
I'm
0-2 against Titans, so I'm marking that up.
I'm trying to
0-2.
do that.
So
I'm
you're
not gonna
3
do
within your division.
Titans are taking a step back
No, they're
because here's why.
No, they're not.
Number one, I was just talking to Matt about this. I think Mariota's a little overrated or whatever.
He's overrated.
I don't
I
think
think he's very mortal.
he may be, but I don't think he is as good consistently as he should
Well,
be.
if you're gonna do the same argument with Blake Bortles about he didn't have a team around him, you gotta do the same argument with Mariota.
Well, what's the team that they put around him that makes him so much better this year?
Dude, the Titans owned you guys last year. They owned you last year. They added
Do you remember when he
They
ran
added
for like
people.
90+ yard touchdown the one year?
First
Does anybody
game,
remember that?
yeah, I remember that.
I'm
I'm a
telling you,
Jaguar
it's-
fan. It's burning into my
Honestly,
memory.
I mean, I'm not gonna put on my Jaguar blocks for a Titans game, but I tell you, at the very least, we're gonna split.
I don't think we split.
I don't think so.
we
I don't
don't
think you
split.
can say you're gonna split.
First game, they whooped our ass. Second game, we didn't care. So I
They didn't
think
care, but they still dominated.
after the Jags made the playoffs in that Texans game, I don't think they tried for the rest of that season because the San Francisco game was weird. We had never played like that all season.
But it's West Coast. We
It's like yeah,
You never
God,
played
yeah.
on West Coast.
we
Yeah.
cannot play on the West Coast.
And then when we got to that Titans game, it was cold, and I just think it was like, let's just go home. We'll play y'all next week because they thought for sure they were playing.
They wanted. They
That
wanted
next
them. No, the
They said,
Jaguars
yeah,
said
we want
to play
to start
Tennessee.
right?
Yeah,
They
they
want
wanted
to
to
play
play Tennessee.
So why they wanted Tennessee?
Hell if I know.
And then
But they wanted Tennessee.
When it comes to the NFC East, we're beating the Redskins. I'm not even. Yes, they're better with Alex Smith or whatever, but nah, I'm not giving the Redskins the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just saying it's a tough game. They
I
ended up winning.
think the
That's a tough
NFL
game.
pretty much every game's a tough game because it's any given
So
Sunday.
going what Scott said, there's really only 3 games you can like say.
Oh,
for
you
sure.
only slam dunk. You only
Yeah.
got 3
Right.
slam dunks.
So now you're fighting the rest of your season.
Yeah. So
But with that defense, it should be a pretty
Yeah.
decent fight.
what Scott said, AFC South to me is probably one of the most competitive divisions.
Definitely.
And
Yeah, it's
like
like
'cause I can see every one of those teams if they get on a run, they can win that division.
and the Steelers, and just like if you're gonna give the Titans the benefit of the doubt that they beat us twice, so can't say we split them. The Steelers can't say they beat us then, because we beat the crap out of them twice.
Right. And
So like I would say Steelers are losing. They ain't beating us.
That's what just
And give me the Patriots game too. The only I'm not saying it's a sweep. We killing the Patriots, but them boys got some hate for the Patriots, and they coming out. That's our home opener. Yeah, they gonna
Just
be
one
it's
thing-
gonna be hot in
the
Jacksonville.
one thing
Yeah, I
Scott
am ready for that.
Scott does bring up is that you guys do play the first place teams, so which is
Yeah.
that is going to be a hard
Which is
schedule.
always, if we finish in first place, the schedule's always harder.
Yeah, so-
but
So that's why I think
yeah.
he says there's going to be a little regression. To me, it's going to be based on how well Bortles does. If Bortles does great and does what he did last year, I think the team can go 11-5.
I still
If
think
they
this
don't-
division is one, because every year we think a team's gonna be good that's not good, or we think a team's gonna be bad that's not bad.
Obviously, and injuries play a concern. Someone get injured,
Right.
Yeah,
So you
so
never know. But I think this division still gets won at freaking, I don't know, 10-6, 11-5. I don't think this is the type of the
There's
13
gonna be have the number
division.
1 seed.
Yeah, like it's not that type of division.
Right.
So it'll be 10-6, 11-5. And if it's gonna be a 10-6, 11-5 division, Jags win.
How do you guys got the division setting up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who? What do you guys got? Like division wise,
I say most, like if you're talking about best divisions.
No, not the
How you get this
Cause like I
AFC South
got,
rank?
cause like I got Jags, Tennessee,
No.
Texans, Colts. That's my division.
So I go Jags, Texans, Tennessee, Colts. That's what I say.
Right.
I think Colts finish last.
I don't think the Colts. Yeah, I think the Colts
I
might get.
Colts are trash.
Yeah, I don't think
Andrew Luck.
I think Andrew Luck
really
is
good.
Andrew Luck is a man. The
Maybe
rest of
top
that team, I
three
think, is
quarterback.
trash.
He can win a game by himself.
You got the
He can win a game by himself.
Have you seen him with his clothes off? He's like.
Have you seen him throw a baby football? Because that's what
That's all he's been throwing. He
High
can't
school.
throw.
I'm waiting for him to start
Yeah.
playing Nerf football.
Just if the season would have started right now, okay, guys, and just seeing what I see on paper, I'm expecting Deshaun Watson to come out healthy. DeAndre Hopkins, Will Phillips to come back. J.J. Watson to come back with Jadeveon Clowney. I'm putting Texas #1, then Jags, then Colts and Titans.
And see, another thing with this AC, you guys have to
Titans
understand.
last?
Yeah.
Alright, I got Titans winning division, and then Jags.
I'll say this too, what y'all Texans love or whatever.
ACL.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, y'all be careful, man. Not only is he coming off an ACL, but this too.
He can't sustain that.
Something in football, something called tape or whatever, right? Same thing with Jimmy G or whatever. Jimmy G was a beast.
Well, you can do the
man.
same argument with Jackson with how they played the defense, because this is the first year the defense of Jackson really exploded in the mainstream.
True, but we didn't have Calais Campbell. But we remember we basically ran the same defense. The only thing we got rid of was Leo. But we ran the same defense and we just dropped the Leo back to a regular standard
You
linebacker.
think Paul's Leslie retiring affects you guys anyway?
Yes.
It does?
Because we don't have a middle linebacker.
You don't have that communicator.
Yeah.
You don't
He also was that leader, too.
He was a coach on the field.
But it's
That's
all
all
depending on-
I think I have a 50-50 percent mind in my mind that Slezny comes back.
We might, yeah.
I think-
Yeah, I feel
He
you, yeah.
back in there. He old. But it
I
also
see.
depends on how fast Miles Jack pick up middle linebacker.
That's what it boiled down to. Because Miles Jack is an incredible athlete.
Yeah, he should be able to pick it up fine.
I don't like him because he's from UCLA.
I wanted them instead of Ramsey. I wanted them to take Jack.
Oh, by the way,
Me too.
And
you
then
guys-
they
me
got
too,
both. That
then
was
we got both,
awesome.
Can you guys both personally thank me because the Cowboys sucked in drafting? Miles Jack and Jalen Ramsey should have been on our team.
That's
Okay?
real talk, thank you. Because that whole Jalen Ramsey thing, yeah, I'm
So that's us.
You
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out all right. You got Smith and you got the running back.
You got Elliott and you got Jalen Smith, who was out the whole first year's rookie.
But when he
season.
came in, was he good?
He was good. I'm saying we couldn't have Miles Jack.
Same
Wasn't
thing.
Miles
I think.
Jack good?
Yeah.
He wasn't even Telvin Smith good.
So you're welcome.
But if Jalen Smith was healthy, he would have been drafted higher than Miles Jack.
I
So,
mean, yeah, but
just hope that he turns out to be who he's
it's
supposed to
a
be.
frustrating Cowboys fan. They always try to build from the draft when they can never do anything else.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. But
One last thing we'll talk about the Jags. We got new uniforms in here.
Yeah, the
What do you
unis.
guys think of the unis?
I have no problem with the uniforms because, like I try to see, once again,
He's got a problem with uniforms?
Oh, I'm gonna straighten you out. Cause like I try to tell people, you know what those uniforms look like? They look like someone who's gonna play defense and run the ball. That's how those uniforms look, and that's why I like
here's my problem with uniforms. Okay, it's hot in Jacksonville. Okay, you wear freaking black. And
How do you wear black in September and October?
No, with you guys on that. They should have went back. The
They
teal
went teal.
teal should have been the primary.
They should have been, and the
Not
black
that
should have been the
obvious.
alternate. But because like I remember when throughout the game when they were wearing teals, and everyone in the crowd was wearing teal, and it was like beautiful. I was like, oh, it's so amazing.
That was
watching
the
that
Seahawks game.
Oh,
So you know what?
so
Week
amazing.
two against the Patriots home opener, we'll be wearing white.
Yeah, because it's hot as balls.
That's what's going to happen.
that's
We
the
got
thing.
7 games in Jacksonville. We give 1 to London. 3 of those games in Jacksonville are going to be in teal, and probably 2 more are going to be in white, and they only play 2 games in black.
Yeah.
Probably the primetime game.
But see, that's the thing that I don't like about the uniforms. Number one, they always change uniforms. Like, we want an identity. And it's just like what Scott said. You're going to wear like 16 different uniform combinations. So you don't have an identity. Number two, whatever. They look like high school uniforms or college uniforms. They're super plain.
They look clean and no nonsense.
Yeah, just like Tom Call.
Just like the organization.
And
Clean and
they-
no
The
nonsense.
number one thing they had to do, and they nailed it, is they got rid of that gold on the helmet.
See, I like the gold on the helmet.
Oh my
I didn't have any beef.
That was
The helmet was cool to me.
that
It
was
was alright.
awful.
The helmets would have been okay with
No.
me to switch with the
If
all
they
black
made
if they
it
would have
better.
went with matted. If they
I
would have
would
went with
love
matted
to have
helmets, it would have been the uniforms would have been sweet.
Instead, they did a complete opposite with high gloss.
Yeah. We have standard NFL helmets again. That's fine.
Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
the unis don't matter. It just matters on how we play. So we'll play well or whatever. The unis will grow on us. People hated the old unis when we first got them, and then after a while,
I love these.
yeah, the
I love
jerseys-
these.
I
I just hated the helmet.
Yeah, they
The
should have
helmet
been
was
playing
awful.
all matted helmets, and it would have been fine or whatever. But I think that the unis are just too plain for me. They just like college unis. Not bad as the Gators when you wore your special unis last year. That was
Yeah,
a
listen,
You see them gator? You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
gator ones?
Yeah, those are the worst uniforms in college
You
football.
want to know why they're the worst uniforms in college football history? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we lost to Texas A&M that game.
Yeah, and you're
That's
talking
why
about,
uniforms.
you're talking about
We win that game. It's like, oh,
You're talking about a football league that has Maryland and Oregon just doing all kinds of crazy stuff in Boise or whatever. And the game
I
is
kind of
made
like
for all
Oregon.
that.
I kind of
I don't have a beef for Oregon. I like Oregon.
Maryland looks like crap, but they just have a bad color scheme.
Yeah, that's
And the only reason Maryland gets it is because the guy who owns Under Armour's from Maryland.
Right.
Remember Seattle? What about Seattle? All their cool unis.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the highlighter uniforms.
Oh,
Like,
I don't like highlights.
You like
I like
the
the gray.
construction workers.
I like the gray, like kind of like the offset gray they have.
Uniforms are
Yeah.
all
Very
about.
sweet.
They call it the wolf grade.
Yeah, the
Uniforms are all about wins and W's and L's.
Yeah,
like,
if
you
you
win,
win,
that's
that's
cool.
Your uniforms are sweet. If
What?
you win, they're ugly.
Yeah, like the Pittsburgh Steelers god awful bumblebee.
Oh my God, that bumblebee is.
But nobody cares.
But they win. They win.
Yeah, they
So it's
win.
okay.
God, I hate that bumblebee.
Same thing with Scott's gonna hate me for this, but I think Denver have the ugliest uniforms consistently.
Was
since
it
they've
orange
been in
ones?
the league.
The orange ones?
All of them.
Oh.
Oh my
All
gosh.
of them.
I think Denver's Navy, the L wing right there, Super Bowl 32 is my favorite. My second
Yo.
favorite jersey. My second favorite jersey. My first favorite jersey is powder blue Chargers.
The fact that
Oh,
the Powder Blue Chargers uniforms are
Superchargers.
beautiful. The fact that they put John Elway on the side of the Broncos helmet is amazing to me. So shout out to John Elway.
One time for
Hey,
Duncan.
he didn't fit a more perfect organization than the
Yeah.
Broncos. That's how.
Oh,
Because
don't forget.
everybody thinks that's a horse. No, that's John Elway, though.
No, actually, once again, you're wrong. It's John Elway on one side and Shannon Sharp on the other. Both of them look like
Shannon
both of them
Sharp.
look like goddamn
Yeah,
horses.
Shannon Sharp's got the horse nose.
Yeah, both of them look like a damn
I was
horse.
about to say, you know why you know that's not Shannon Sharp on the helmet? Because ain't no black and miles in his mouth, and he ain't got no
And we
yike.
know,
You don't let me get my miles on my yike.
miles and my goddamn skill. That's all I'm talking about. Miles and yak skill.
Look at that. He's like, what's going on?
No, it's not.
It's from the TV.
Oh, you gotta watch. What was that?
What's that show
What's
called?
that show called? Not
First,
First Take, but it's on Fox.
Undisputed.
Undisputed.
And all he does, you can really Google, just Google
I
Shannon
know.
Sharp and Black and Miles.
I don't like Skip Bayless though.
Nobody does.
Nobody.
Yeah, he brings Cowboys fans and give them that bad name. So.
Wow, that's crazy. Because you know Skip loved Cowboys.
I know, that's what he's good. He just ever since he always hated Tony Romo and he hates Tony Romo. He's like, oh, we need to get rid of Tony Romo. I was like, oh, Tony Romo should be back on the
He
team.
only does that for ratings.
I don't
actually
care.
he
He
does
does-
that stuff.
He does shock value. That's all he does.
True.
It's aggravating.
Unlike this show that's gonna give you facts on fantasy
That's right.
and sports.
Yeah, actually.
Everybody from the Flag family or whatever. So if you're watching on Flag on Play, because I think we're about to get out of here, right?
I'll do with one more quick thing, but then we want to get out.
Okay.
If you're watching on Flag on Play, make sure y'all like and subscribe
Please.
and hit the notification button for Pigskin Dynasty on YouTube and follow them on Facebook. And everybody on Pigskin Dynasty, make sure you do the same for us. And let's just share the love, man. Let's blow this thing up.
I just do want to do one quick thing. I'm a big fan of the throwing the flag and you guys end on your show, and I want to kind of do that with us
Cool.
to the end
Cool.
of the show. It could be anything sports related, it could be fantasy related, but please, I just want to finish that up. I think that'll be a great way to end the show. So-
Cool. So what Matt's talking about is on our podcast, Flag on the Play, every week we throw a flag on people that's violating the game because we got to get that out of there. So, yeah, I always win the coin toss and I always defer. So, Bud, go ahead. Throw your flag, baby.
And on this week, I would like to throw my flag on Jameis Winston. You are a bloody idiot. And like I said, I'm obviously a Gator. If you cut me right now, I'm orange and blue. But Jameis Winston, you are a dummy. Keep your hands to your damn self, son. That's all I got to say. Jameis Winston, you're in it. Dum 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 dum. Facts.
Do you think he should have appealed that suspension?
No.
If he ain't do it,
He did.
but clearly it's hard to appeal when you're the black Donald Trump.
Guess what, Scott? You know what I can't tell you if you did something you didn't do. You're a grown man, and if you didn't do it, you know what I'm gonna say? I did not do it. I'm appealing because you're wrong. James Winston? Oh, we cool.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He,
I'm good.
the whole reason I think he's not appealing it, despite the fact that he's admitting he did it, is he's gonna get suspended for 3 games. That's $125,000
Mhm.
or $125,000 this year.
Contracts.
Next year, his contract's gonna pay him $20 million. So he's gonna lose about $4 or $5 million over the 3 games
Take it
if
now.
he takes it next
Money
year.
for a minute.
So lose $125,000.
And then whatever, yeah.
He trash fantasy wise, isn't it? What does he do fantasy for you guys? Okay, he's good fantasy. Okay, so I didn't know fantasy. Okay.
He's really highly rated in Dynasty because he's still only 24 years old.
Mhm.
And he has a great
Within the
offense.
first 3 years of his career, I go back to the stat a lot. Within the first 3 years of his career, there's only 2 quarterbacks who throw for more passing yards than him. Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck.
Wow. So you really outdone it.
And that's why I said,
Right,
James,
that's
Yeah.
this was your year, bro.
Oh yeah, he picked. He got.
I told you.
In
You
the
messed it
future,
up.
when you own an Uber, make sure it's a man.
Yeah.
Or not a man, just a client.
Or
just don't grab him by the Donald Trump. It'll be fine.
or just keep your damn hands to yourself.
Right.
Oh yeah, you do the flag.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my flag on the entire NBA besides the Warriors for not calling Boogie Cousins. What's wrong with y'all? Like, y'all want the Warriors to win every week. Y'all want the Warriors to win every championship until they break that thing up, which it look like they're not breaking it up. Because when Klay Thompson leaves, they'll just replace him with somebody else, and they'll pay him waffles and syrup. So it don't matter. So the fact, and Lakers, I love y'all. Y'all my squad, and I know the Lakers show bad. But you got LeBron James. The fact that you didn't even call Boogie Cousins, I know he hurt. But the fact that you didn't even call him, and when he playing for the Warriors for a sack of potatoes and some hip hop chips, I don't understand.
I
man.
got get mad if you want. I got Warriors in 3.
See,
what if you're sending Cousins into the locker room to try to blow it up from the inside?
but now
Now you know what? I see what you're saying.
But he already has Draymond Green though. So.
Steph Curry wife ain't having that.
Yeah, I mean, because let's not forget the only NBA player that can blow up a team from the inside is probably what, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
And he go to the Lakers.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. Going to the Lakers, exactly.
Well, I can't wait to see you breaking shots.
That's it.
Do you want to do the first or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Alright.
You were prepared for this, apparently.
Alright.
About a flag play at the end of the day.
Alright, so I'm a big MMA fan, guys. I love the UFC. UFC 226 was last night.
It
One of
was.
the most anticipated fights.
He's back, baby.
Yeah. Congratulations to Daniel Cormier to simultaneous 2 division holder belt, but one of my more exciting fights was Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis, and I'm throwing my flag on that. That was the Baltic Avenue of MMA fights. He only had 10. He had 10 significant strikes in the full round. These guys are supposed to be knockout artists, and they didn't even fight. Derek Lewis got injured, he's staying away from him, and Ngannou just stayed back and did nothing. Absolutely nothing. You were supposed to be the #1 contender, Ngannou,
Yep.
for the heavyweight championship, and you did not fight. It was a complete insult to anyone that paid for the pay-per-view. You were supposed to be the co-main event, so I'm throwing my flag mainly at you, Ngannou. Derek Lewis has a reason he was injured, but throwing the flag to you.
And just to piggyback off that, that's why Brock Lesnar's jumping you, and he's going to get your title opportunity because
Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar is going to happen
Yeah.
probably in October.
Yeah.
With Conor McGregor and Khabib on that same card. Can you
Right.
imagine that card?
And I want to
That's
say
dope.
too, I want to throw another flag on Dana White for booking 2 straight UFCs in a row, really bad matches that shouldn't even been on there. Matt's match was a little bit different because they just ended up not fighting, but it should have been on the card. The match should have been on the card. But the CM Punk match, that
should have been undercard.
That should even been
That's
that was ridiculous. So get your booking together.
What do you mean, CM Punk?
CM Punk fight UFC, baby.
You mean WWE CM Punk?
Yeah.
Straight. Oh
He
my
got
God.
his ass straight whipped.
Did he get beat bad?
It was bad. You can beat him, bud.
Right, that was even funny because the guy he played was Mike Jackson, and he's a horrible fighter. It was his first ever fight, and he did
It
nothing.
was so bad that CM Punk is not allowed to fight again, and Mike Jackson got fired.
Yeah, he got fired.
Boy,
Why did he won?
boy, ain't nothing like stage fights, huh? CM
But
Punk better
Brock
than
Lesnar, Daniel Cormier, and Khabib and McGregor on the same card. I'm calling it. It's gonna be in October, probably UFC 230 or 231, one of those. It's gonna happen.
Love Conor.
All right,
Give me Brock.
finish up in the throw before you are crazy.
Alright, I gotta throw a flag on Julio Jones here.
There it
He's
is.
got a chance to do something special. They got a chance to really compete for a Super Bowl this year. He's got 3 years left on his contract, and he's over here sitting, talking about holding out, not showing up to training camp, not coming into the preseason. He wants a new contract that he just signed, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, he's still got 3 years left. He's popping bottles, popping champagne, talking about all this money he's about to make and how he's finally made his career. And 2 years later, 3 years left to go on the contract, he wants a new one.
I completely.
That's just, dude. The Falcons aren't going to give you. They're not going to give you a contract. Suck it up, play it out, and then go for a contract after your
Stop being a bitch.
contract.
Right. Why don't y'all renegotiate the collective bargaining agreement? Get a better union, NFL.
Yeah.
Y'all union trash.
Maybe try to get guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
They're
yeah,
not-
the NFL
they're
union
not-
is trash.
They're not gonna get guaranteed money.
I
They have guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is here. They do have it.
They want NBA.
If they get fully guaranteed contracts, you're gonna screw up the teams. There's 53 players on a roster. You're gonna screw up the salary cap if you do 100% guaranteed contracts. So what's gonna happen if you do get your 100% guaranteed contracts that you're fighting for? The top of the contract's gonna be less. You're not gonna be able to you
Yeah,
can get
but-
the $150 million contract. It's only gonna be a $100 million contract because now it's fully guaranteed.
Right. And you have to run shorter deals. You have to run
Right.
3-year, 2-year deals.
Plus,
Right.
with the salary cap, the big thing too.
The NFL isn't set up, and it's set up like baseball and the NBA.
Right. Yep.
Because there's no salary cap, so the Yankees can go spend as much money
And
as they
NBA
want.
has a fake salary cap.
There's a luxury tax, so
Yeah.
yeah, you're over. Just pay us $130 million, and go call it even.
Right. Well, that was it. I love that segment, by the way. I might steal it. I
Yeah.
might steal it.
Do you
But-
think?
Hey, it's before you do it, going to say brought to you by Flag.
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
Podcast. And you know what?
Yeah.
You can have it. You can have it.
Speaking of Flag and Play, you can catch them on Tuesdays, Teal Tuesdays at 6 p.m. The next show will be this Tuesday. Look forward to us joining their show in the near future as part of the mega collaboration. I just want to say thanks to Anthony Rogers and Bud Lott for joining us for today. It was really fun.
The league.
Oh, right. We want to talk about the
Oh
league?
yeah, let's
We'll
talk
talk
about
about
the
the-
league.
oh,
and
talk
then
about
we'll
the
get out of
league.
here.
So we want to do a 12-team redraft league with the 4 of us, and we're gonna pick 8 people. So
Yeah, we're gonna have 8 of our listeners, 8 of our followers. Just message us if you want to be in it. If you're flag gonna play, message them, and you'll be in their division.
Right.
And then if you're Pigskin Dynasty, message us, and you'll be in our division. We're running 2 divisions of 6.
and we're gonna play for some Pigskin Dynasty merchandise and some Flag and Play merchandise.
Right, and there may or may not be a WWE Championship belt.
No, yeah.
And it may or may not be.
Spoiler alert, it's going to be a championship.
So yeah.
Please like us in the comment. Make sure you subscribe to us, both Flag and the Play, as well as Pigskin Dynasty. Share the video. Let's try to get this views up here. Amazing. Listen to them on Podbean as well. We're getting our Podbean channel up as well. Other than that, I used to like to do a quick thing. I used to do a piece of paper. I usually fill out the camera, but I kind of want to give it to one of you guys. And also, Scott and I have a gift for you guys. Little Pigskin Dynasty mug. Only got one. I want to give it to you guys.
Appreciate that, bro. Thank you,
Thank you
man.
for joining.
Wait. We're not gonna have like a death match.
It's mine now. Oh, it's over here now.
So it's us.
Oh, you get to throw the paper then.
It's
There you go. You
It's
can
us. It's
I
us
get
saying.
this.
Wait, before you go, it's us.
Hey, 10 points if you hit the camera lens. by
It's
the way.
us. It's us saying thanks for you coming out on the show. We appreciate you guys helping us with our podcast, getting our views up, and showing us the way. So we look up to you guys kind of like our mentors. So we say thank you.
Feeling old again.
Other than
That was an old shot. Do not let him fool you. That was an old person shot.
My name is Matt Phillips. Alongside his fans, love it, God Scott Orr. This is Anthony Rogers and Bud Lott. Catch up on Tuesdays. Other than that, guys, peace out.
Yeah, and everybody from the Flag family, remember we're Duval
Till we die.
way out.
Now the awkward moment of me going around.
Around it.
He's supposed to be good at that.
I know, right? Exactly. That was horrible. Oh.